Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Beyond the Edge of Exile. My name's Jason, and joining me to my right, your left, it's the one, the only, the nearly famous Jeffrey Pasito. How are you doing this evening, Jeffrey?
I'm doing all right, Jason. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. Pretty happy to be here. Happy to be back for another week doing this fun show with you. We've got lots of cool news tonight, lots of fun things to update all of the Genesis fans out there on. Whether you're tuning in tonight live on YouTube at North of Exile Games channel or the Genesis Battle Champions channel, welcome. We hope you enjoy this evening as we give you all the latest and greatest news about Canada's and the world's tactical collectible card game, Genesis Battle of Champions. In case you haven't heard, we're growing and things are going really well, and it's an exciting time. Hey there, it's me, Abby. Nice to see you in the chat over on the North of Exile channel. Welcome to the show tonight. Jeffrey,
Oh,
who do we got in the
absolutely.
chat so far tonight on the Genesis channel?
Uh, right now we have Damien, and
Nice.
he's spoken up. So Damien right now, and Ebby are the only two in our Magic Wheel because we give away a pack every Monday. So
Well,
there's
and
going to
that
be a
is
pack
the reason
today.
I asked. If you all you gotta do is put a comment in the chat, and you got a chance of winning some fun prizes every single week. This week, what are we going to give away, Jeff? Is it going to be a pack of Invasion, or what are you
I
thinking?
think we should give away a pack of Invasion, and as per our usual rules, if John happens to join, if JC joins, and his name gets drawn, we give away an additional pack. So
Yeah,
you
I
guys
love
will all
that.
be encouraging John to join up and just be that extra chance for you guys
That's right.
to get
Whenever a member
that.
from our team joins the chat, you wind up getting a chance to make extra product happen. It's a good time. We just love to give away packs here, don't we, Jeff?
Now, Jason, you mentioned Canada and the worlds, and up to now we've always been talking about Canada and the U.S.
Yeah.
We really are worldwide now, are we not? We have some
Oh,
product
yeah.
that's on foreign shores at this point, right?
It's pretty exciting. Just a couple days ago, the status for the shipment to Germany got updated saying it had been received. So, to my knowledge, as far as I know, stores in Germany by now, because it's been a few days, should all have product in stock or have it be just about to get delivered, depending where they're located across Europe. And that's exciting because I know in the past we've had some very passionate German fans of the game. And when I say we, I actually mean technically before you and I got involved, Jeff, the old company did really well with Genesis across Europe. Germany, there were some big fans. In the UK, there's some big fans, and some other countries scattered across. So it's great that to know that now, just in this past week, well, really not even a week, in the past several days, those fans over in Europe have finally got a chance to get their hands on some of the new and improved quality products, and they're getting to play with some Invasion, and that's awesome. I'm very happy that we finally made it over to Europe. It was a lot of work for us, wasn't it? Between yourself, myself, Janice, and then the rest of the
Yeah.
design team, the rules team. It was a
Yep.
real team effort, and it does make me pretty happy knowing that people over in Europe are playing with product that we brought out to market. It's pretty
I
cool.
can say personally, I had one fan out of Germany. It was my only fan, and I
Uh,
do not have
wait, you
a
have an
drum roll.
OnlyFans?
I don't have a drum roll thing to go like a rim shot thing. I gotta get one of those in Discord. Someone send me that sound effect so I can hit
Yeah,
it
yeah.
once per show and we're done. Now I'm done for the night. I don't have to make any more bad jokes. And
All right.
he knows who he is out in Germany. There, I met him at the last championship, so
Very
it was a
cool.
pleasure to meet him. And I know they. I think the time difference doesn't always work out for them, but I believe they've been in our streams before. So I guess it just depends on how poor their
Yeah,
sleep patterns are out there.
fair,
but
fair.
they have been in our streams before, and if not, they watch it on the repeat. I know that because I've seen comments about that before, so that's great. David Clayton has joined us. I just see his name pop up now, so I will add that.
Nice. Hey, David,
Good
welcome to
to
the chat.
see.
It's great to see you livening up the chat tonight. Need all the people we can get. That's always a good thing.
Well, they're coming in at just the right time because in about another 5 6 minutes, I think we got a video to watch, right, Jason?
We
So
do
another five
indeed.
6 minutes, we're gonna reveal stuff that
Yep.
I think people want to see. So we usually give people those 15 minutes because the 15-minute intro isn't enough time for them to realize that they should jump into live and watch.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
give them another 15 minutes just to be safe.
Yeah,
Get
we
in
like
there,
to do
get set up.
a soft intro, if you will. We warm up the crowd, a little banter
Yep.
back and forth, chat with people, ask how their families are doing, and then we get into the nitty gritty meat and potatoes of it all, revealing all the spicy cards, spicy reveals, and exciting news.
Oh yes,
Uh,
indeed.
and if you don't mind, I'd like to give it a general update on how things are going because there's lots of cool little things going on.
Sure.
And in case some people maybe only happen to tune in every now and then and they don't follow us on all the social media channels out there because we are on a lot of social media channels. We have Genesis Battle Champions on Facebook, and there's a Facebook discussion group. Genesis Battle Champions on YouTube, which everybody here will know because you're literally watching it right now. Genesis Battle Champions is now on TikTok. You can follow us on TikTok. That's really cool. Instagram, I don't think I said that yet. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Well, now it's X. It's my X, but it used to be known as Twitter. And then what else are we on? Oh, we're just about everywhere you can think of. And that's cool. And we had some good things happening. I'm very happy to share for all of our American fans, and then you probably most of them will already be aware, but the recent Wave 2 shipment of Invasion product, including a whole bunch of playmats, has been shipped to the States. I didn't think to check the tracking today. I don't know if they've received it anywhere yet. But I can tell you something else that's really cool, is that they made a pretty big order for the States. And here's the really cool insider info that you don't normally hear, but we like to keep our fan base up to date as much as possible. They decided to not just get all the stuff sent to one warehouse as they did the first time, but apparently there's a lot of growth for Genesis going out on the West Coast. And here's what's really cool. They submitted a good size order that was going to their central distribution center that will handle most of the United States. And they submitted a second order that's equally as big. And that whole second order is just going to their distribution center out in Reno, Nevada. So that tells me that definitely the West Coast has seen some growth and traction, because you would never send half the product for the whole country just to the West Coast, especially when they have 5 distribution centers total. Southern Hobby Distribution is a huge distributor, one of the biggest in the industry. And to have them making another major restock order and asking us to please send it to 2 separate places is great. That means we're continuing to grow just the way that we're all hoping that we would be. It's exciting. And I'm excited that Southern Hobby can't seem to get enough. I'm excited that the game stores in the States are taking the product, loving it, growing it. It's really great. So that's the first update I wanted to share, is for people in the States. Things are going really well. We're growing fast. Lots of product available any day now.
West Coast, I remember early on, was very hungry for it. I can't remember who it was now in the chat, but we had a couple people that were very eager to get it out on the West Coast, a little bit more exposure out there. I know there was one company in California, I believe, and now that they're obviously getting it at their main distro out there, their West Coast distro, it's obviously going to be going, it's growing more out there. So that's great, because I know we had people very hungry for it on the West Coast of the U.S.
Yeah, I'm blanking on what the name of the store was in California, but there is another store too, one that's been around since the original generation with the old company, Kobold's Keep, which is located right in Reno, Nevada. They've been a big proponent of it. They were a sponsor at the last World Championship when the old company still ran the game. They've kept up with it. They've been really good and did a few posts here and there about Genesis stuff online in the meantime. I've talked to some staff there through emails once or twice. We, of course, as you know, Jeff, as a company, Edge of Exile, we made sure to send lots of free promo cards and free paper playmats and all the kind of stuff that you want to have handy when new players are walking into the store. We sent all that to them. They've done really well with it. And although I haven't made it to Reno yet, the closest I've ever been is Vegas in Nevada. But I've seen lots of their social media stuff, and they look like a really nice store, and they're doing good stuff. So that's exciting. So
Duelist has a question already. He wants to know if Out of the Box Gaming has reached out to you from the West Coast. Duelist, is that where we're? Because we're talking about West Coast stuff. I don't know if it's the same or not. But either way, have you heard anything from Out of the Box Gaming? I haven't heard anything myself.
I tend to check our email every day, and that's as good as an excuse as any for me to throw the overlay up on the screen here. Any stores or players or customers, anybody at all who has any questions or comments and wants to know anything, including how to get our product, you can contact us, as you can see on the screen above our heads, at hello@edgeofexile.com. And I did not see an email from that particular company, at least not that I remember offhand, but also we're a 3-person team. Janice checks a lot of the emails as well. So sometimes emails, I don't even have to handle them. Other people take care of it. But I will keep my eyes out for that. Oh, and it says he's followed up saying that they're a store on the East Coast. So,
yes,
but
I saw that,
if they want anything, any kind of support, if they want to carry the game, if they want to know how to order it, whatever, all they got to do is reach out to us, and we are happy to help all the game stores, because we really want to just do the best job we can to help everybody grow their market and be successful and profitable and happy and have fun and all that beautiful stuff.
Speaking of which, all these companies now in the European Union that are getting their product from the Yoda's data distribution out there,
Yes.
please do send emails to hello@edgeofexile.com so we can get you added to the store finder list, because
Yep.
it is an international store finder. We want people to be able to find them everywhere across the
That's
globe.
right.
So make sure you get your emails in as soon as you get your products so we can get you listed on that site.
Yep, we want to make sure that everybody who's supporting Genesis and carrying it gets as much support as possible. We want to make sure that, because we know there's lots of players out there who are, some of them are starting to finally find new stores in their area as we gain more stores. But if there's people in an area that doesn't have a store yet, let us know, because we're happy to help hook people up and get people
Yeah.
connected. And obviously, the more interest somewhere, the easier it is to get more stores carrying the game. So it's a really great, healthy cycle. We're in a really healthy growth cycle as a company, as
Oh,
a
yeah.
game. Our community is growing. And I want to send out a couple personal shout outs while we talk about community for a second, because there's some great people out there who need some recognition. Lately, on the video content side, we just had a really great video just in the last few days that was put up by DM Armada. DM Armada, in case anyone, the name doesn't jog your memory, DM Armada was one of the color commentators at the last Genesis Battle Champions World Championship, which happened 2 Novembers ago in Toronto. DM Armada co-hosted and did all the commentary along with Flake, who's another person, popular YouTube and online content creator. Flake's out of Toronto. DM Armada's out of Texas. DM Armada is pretty well known mainly for their Flesh and Blood content. Very big into that, promoting that game all the time. But they had kind of started to really enjoy Genesis, almost like a secondary game to play between games Flesh and Blood and whatnot. Wound up coming to the championship, and then just this week, a month ago, they received some stuff that Jeff and I sent them, a new booster box of Invasion and playmat and all sorts of things like that, because we wanted to give DM Armada a chance to see the new product. Because, as I've said many times, and as everybody else is well aware, the new product feels a lot different than the old product. The cards are better thickness, better quality. There's a lot of cool things that you can't really tell just by looking at it. Although, big shout out to Jeff, because in that 25-minute review, DM Armada had lots of very complimentary things to say about all the templating and the new visual style. He mentioned several times about how much he loves that the artwork is zoomed in and it gives you more of an intense feeling when you're looking at the cards and playing the game. It feels like you're really on the ground level. He had some very interesting, informed opinions when he compared it to Sorcery, which is another somewhat tactical game. So it was a really great, really great, very high quality video. So I wanted to shout out DM Armada, first of all. If you're not familiar with them, maybe head over to DM Armada on YouTube and hit that subscribe button so you can check out some more of their great content. I also want to shout out locally. There's been some really great gameplay videos going up on the In the Works channel. In the Works you can find on YouTube as well. That's one of our local players and a former Genesis Battle of Champions judge who makes all that content. He's in every week recording several games here locally at my game store up in Midland, making sure to get it all out online. There's lots of great content over on that channel. Chrono Walkers got revived from the dead. They've done some cool stuff in the last few months. There's several other channels as well. Like I couldn't name them all, but there's so many actually out there. It's a nice feeling to be able to say, like, there's a lot of content getting created. So I'm really happy, and I just want to thank all the gaming community, because it is definitely the people who talk about the game and share the game that aren't involved with the company. You are the most powerful people for growing the game that you love. If you're a non-financially invested and you're just a fan of the game and you promote it and you praise it, I think that generally carries a lot of weight, maybe more weight than people who are actually working at the company, because you're clearly impartial, and the fact that there's so many people out there saying great things about Genesis is doing us a great service. So thank you to the community. Please keep up the great work. You guys and gals and adults and kids are just all awesome. Thank you so much.
And speaking of the Chrono Walkers, they've reached out, as we announced our spoiler season starting up last week. They've reached out and asked if they can have a spoiler. So I want to bring that up again, that anyone who does content creation that would like to be considered for the spoiler season, please send an email to hello@edgeofexile.com with a spoiler request. I think it was we said last week, spoiler request in the subject line. And we will be sure to reach back out to you and set something up for that. I got some stuff in the works. I'm going to pass by Jason and Janice later to set all that up. So we have a good, healthy spread of these so they don't all drop in one day sort of thing.
Yeah, we were talking that we're probably going to try and pick content creators, depending on how many we spread it out through, and try and ask them to, like, either have a 3 or 4 day block or a window block that they have to put it in. That way, you're not spreading your spoiler that you're really excited to reveal, and then two other people did it the same day. On our end, we're going to try and take care of that and make sure that all the spoilers go out at certain times so that everybody can get their own moment of glory in the spotlight, so to speak.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So it should work out well. So yeah, by all means, if you are a content creator, send an email out. Don't be shy. Obviously, I mean, you got your face on social media, so you're on YouTube or you're on Twitch or TikTok, and you're excited about it. So yeah, get a request out to us, and we'll get back to you on that and get that process started for sure. We've got some already lined up. I shouldn't say Chrono Walkers are the only one. They just happened to reach out to me recently, so that's one of the names. We do have a few people already, so a few more. If you've already reached out, we've got your email. Sorry, I should mention that. That's what I'm trying to get at. Don't feel you have to reach out again. We didn't miss it, sort of thing.
Yep. We're just working on the list, sorting it out, figuring out scheduling wise and whatnot. It's exciting times though. Like I'm really excited about Metamorphosis because I don't really feel rushed like we did last time, because you remember how we were really striving so hard to just get the product out before Christmas, and we're scrambling a bit. And it's nice to be able to enjoy the process a bit more this time and like savor the process a bit more, the creation process, the organization process. And the spoiler season, this will be the first one that I really get to enjoy a lot more. Because now that we've kind of reopened some connections with content creators online and we've met some new content creators and that, it's going to be fun. There's just more people active right now that we, as the new company, have relationships with, that we can spread all that around. And it feels nice. It feels really nice, actually. I'm very excited. And I know we've said it many times, Jeff, but once again, I got to give so much credit to the artists that we're working with right now. The art on the card, the brand new champion that nobody's ever seen before that we're revealing tonight.
You know, I was speaking to one of the artists yesterday, actually, and it was funny how you mentioned DM Armada's comments. That artist mentioned the exact same comment. They were saying that they're just so excited to work on such with such energy in their artwork. They were saying that they felt very different about working it with someone who's worked with Genesis before in the past, and they were very excited to work on something that was promoting so much energy. And we kind of equated it. Might not be the best analogy, but we were comparing it modern fight scenes in movies to historic fight scenes. In a historic fight scene, you saw the full characters doing their thing. You know, they were well trained, let's say, in their martial art. Now you got a lot more in your face, quick cuts, a lot more actiony, and it just feels intense. You feel that rush of adrenaline when you're playing. I feel that rush of adrenaline when I'm playing that card and there's that much action in your face. It's not like let's look at it from a distance sort of thing. It's a lot more powerful. And they were saying that they were very excited to keep working on it. They were absolutely enthralled with some of the art guidelines we sent them, and I couldn't wait to get some of their work done.
And the nice thing too, Jeff, is I know that you're constantly keeping your eye on current trends and things like that, because you're an artist and a fan of art in general. And what we're doing right now in these first few years that we're running the company, our art, visual style, and direction could change 10 years from now, because one of the things that we were aware of when we took over is you want to keep in touch with what people are enjoying now. You want it to feel fresh and up to date. And we've shown that we're not afraid to take risks and change things a little bit to give that fresh, exciting vibe. So it's great that the artists are loving the direction that we're going with right now. But if in the future, even if the artists were to start collectively saying, you know, we have ideas that might be better, we're always willing to listen to feedback. That's been one of the things that we love as a company, is we love getting feedback from people who are qualified to have opinions. The artists have opinions, we want to listen to them. If the players have opinions, we want to listen to them. And I love it. I don't feel handcuffed with this game that we have to keep it a certain way forever. I feel like as long as we keep in touch with the people who enjoy it, and as long as we go based on popular feedback, you really can't go wrong. You just have to give people what they want.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And that's really what we're doing. I mean, the artists have all been ecstatic to return to it. They couldn't wait. The ones that are returning and any of the new artists are just really happy to work with it. They love
and I love the new art. The new artists are great. You've done a really great job at finding some very talented people, and I'm really kudos to you for the great job, because there were a lot of people who have submitted applications, and there's some great artists who we just didn't have enough pieces for right now to bring on that we're probably going to work with in the future. But from what I've seen, it seems like you always manage to select the cream of the crop. So the new artworks are just spectacular, and people will see that tonight with our new champion. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can't wait to. You know what? Speaking of which, I can't wait to show it to them. We're just over 20 minutes in. Do we want to run it now? I mean, there's 14 people on my count here. There might be more. It's not always up to date on mine. I've only got
just
4
a
or
short
5
video
names
tonight,
in the wheel.
so it's mainly just a card spoiler, although I do reveal where this character lives in the world of Jalara. So just a tiny bit of story, but mostly just a card reveal. It'll be quick, and we can come back and discuss after. Remind me when we come back, I want to talk about the Genesis Battle Champions website as well after we talk about this card, because there's some exciting things going over on our website. But for now, if you're ready, we can jump into it.
Because I've only got, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 5 people. I've got Damien, Ebby, David, Duelist, and Shockwave in the wheel. So there's got to be more of you in that chat, because there's over 15 people watching now on my account.
Get them to speak up. That's all I see as well. So
hey.
You want a chance to win something cool? All you got to do is say hello. All right, but in the meantime, I'm going to say goodbye, because we're going to check out a pretty cool video, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes. The world is in metamorphosis. And there are some people that you really just don't want to make mad. Because there are some people who have never learned how to forgive or forget. There we are, Jeff. That is the first introduction we've ever shared of Soong, Hunter of the Forest. What do you think, Jeff?
That Mario, as per usual, actually, I wouldn't even say as per usual. He's outdone himself again. Just hit it out of the park. So excited to see, like, when the first sketches came in of that, I'm like, oh, he's right on the mark of what he's looking at. And then when the final work came in, wow, just blew my mind. I was I shouldn't say I wasn't expecting it, because I know he's a phenomenal artist, but I don't know, just blew my mind. That's all I can say about it. Just incredible. Mario did such a great job on that.
Yeah, I remember when he sent you the sketch work, and you shared the sketch work with Janice and I for feedback. And I was so excited just by the sketch. I couldn't wait to see where he went with it. And I really love it. So Soong, Hunter of the Forest, a Thymos and Phage champion who has this really cool tribal kind of style to the deck, because let me see. You know what I should do is I'm going to grab the card, and I'll put the card up on the screen so we can talk about it. So give me just a second here. I'm going to go through my computer and find that. And but I love the mechanics, like the gameplay design of the card. I think it's going to be a very fun champion to play as, and I can't wait for people to get it in their hands. I'm sure one of my regulars who's watching the chat tonight will probably be printing out a proxy copy to play this week, because our players in the north, they can't wait to start practicing. They print out their own versions and come in right away. Yeah, it is Mark. How did you know that? That's impressive.
Well, because I know Marcus was proxying up Yadiel, I think, before, and I was like, that card's not available yet, and I went, oh right, he's proxying it, because he came close in the championship 2 years ago, so I know he wants to get a leg up by trying everything out as quickly as he can when it gets spoiled. So I
Nice.
was assuming it was Marcus. Yeah.
Good guess. Good guess. I've just put the image on the screen, kind of between the both of us here, Jeff, so that people can see it. You'll see it in just a second or two, and I'm going to lean
Yeah,
in
I see it
close to read it. And basically, the whole thing is, it's got a really cool awareness. First of all, I love the funky awareness because you don't see that very often with the different rows spread out, doing some normal damage with a range attack. And then basically, I kind of want to start at the bottom versus the middle because the bottom involves the companion mechanic. At the
now.
beginning of the game, you get to choose a summon type, and all summons of that type are considered companions for you. And then what you can do is you can have your champion mark somebody, because again, they're hunters. They're going to basically mark them for death kind of idea. If they're in the, is it in the awareness? Yeah. So you can mark somebody, and then if any companion out of your deck hits that creature, it's an automatic kill. It's not like, even if it was, a massive creature, if your companion hits it, automatic. I love it. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it'll go up on the website shortly,
Oh,
hopefully
thank you for
tonight, so
reminding me.
you'll be
Yep.
able to look at it there, and that can springboard Jason into talking about the website. But
That's
you can
right.
leave that up if you want, Jason, in the middle. I still see it on the
Sure.
screen here for me, at least. Leave it up while we
Okay.
chat. People can enjoy reading it while you talk about the website.
So some cool things that I wanted to let people know about the website is this week, I kind of, here, I'll lean over a bit. So I kind of this week, I made it my goal to really refresh and update the GenesisBoC.com website. One of the things that hasn't really worked ever since we took over was the website was never really optimized very good for mobile. Sometimes like the menu wouldn't work at all. You wouldn't be able to click it on your screen, and certain images wouldn't resize and whatnot, and it just looked terrible. And I spent a lot of hours this week having a lot of fun learning a lot of things about CSS coding and things like that. Because Jeff and I and Janice, we all like to wear many hats and take on many jobs. Because when you want the work to get done and the cards to get out, you just got to dive in and do it yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm very happy to share that the GenesisBoC.com website is much better on mobile now. Almost all the images have been resized. I redesigned. I didn't redesign, but I moved around a lot of stuff, made some stuff a little bit easier to find, updated with some new graphics. And if you go on with your cell phone, your mobile phone, you'll find it's a much better viewing experience. And then, as Jeff mentioned, he's done a great job getting spoilers onto the website. He won't even have to add this one because now that I've been updating the website, I'll add Shang or soon to the website tomorrow for everybody. It's all looking great. The spoilers are great. All the info is great. The lore is there. There's 5 chapters of lore, including Chapter 5 was the video reveal from last week. It was a whole chapter worth of lore when we revealed a character last week. So, yeah, the website's looking really great. We made lots of progress. And yeah, I'm just really excited to share that. So check it out if you haven't. Make sure you grab your cell phone and head over to GenesisBoC.com. And you'll find a mostly functional website now, which is great. It's always functional on a desktop, mostly functional on your mobile. So I'm going to keep working on it this week, but it's really shaped up a lot.
Excellent. That's good. We didn't really get any questions coming in. Well, other than Jeremy, he did say he loves the art and he loves that the champions so far have had a title in their name, which we love as well. That's something we were very happy to do and put forth in the ones you've seen so far. We think it's a great way to allow champions to grow and develop and continue or not, depending on where the story takes them and where the adventure takes them. But we think it's a necessary component to add into these characters. Yeah. And he's excited for a chicken deck, of course. Because
chicken deck would work good with this champ, right?
Yeah.
Make all your chickens companions.
Yep. Apparently, rabbits are passe now, right? So everything's a chicken deck.
Whatever creatures you want to run, we'll build around it for you. We'll give you all the options.
Yep. So summon type would be the first type on a summon card because no. Sorry, Marcus. I was just talking about the name. Like this is Soong, Hunter of the Forest. The super type and subtype are still the way they are. There are some cards, as there were in the past, with multiple subtypes. Like I can't even think of an example now. But was there Spirit something on the old ones? I can't. You know what? I got a stack of them right here. Let me see if I can pull it up quickly while I'm looking at it. But there was some that had 2 there, and you could get that again. But that's not what we were talking about here. I don't have one here, so it's a waste of time for me to just go through this. You just watch me flip through cards. No, so that's what we were talking about, the super type and subtype.
Well,
So
you're
that's not what we were
also
talking about. We
you're
were talking about the
addressing the
naming.
name. Yeah, the name
Yeah,
of the
sorry, we were talking
cards.
about the name, not super types and subtypes.
Yeah.
So super types will be summons, spells, things like that, and then your
Yep.
subtype can have multiples in the subtype as they have in the past.
Yep.
For example, melee weapon. You can have a melee weapon, or you can have a melee, or you can have a weapon.
Well, and like Pelarafa, I think was a zebra and
Yes,
a zebra
giraffe.
and a giraffe. Yeah. So yeah, you can. Yeah, there's lots of creatures that if they have similar aspects of two different creature types, they'll probably have both creature types.
Yep. Yeah, you can see them from going to the website and going through the old.
That's right.
The old card sets, even from the last set from Invasion, you'll be able to see stuff.
Yep, that's right.
Oh yeah. David Clayton says Jason didn't S. I don't know if that cut off or if that has some significant meaning to you.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. I don't know if it was an inside joke I was missing or something.
Not that
as
I'm
for the
aware
subnames, Marcus, if they're going to be on summon cards, you're going to have to wait and see. Got to wait for the spoilers.
Yep. Don't read too much into it. Much like when you're playing a game like Genesis and you have to read the exact words and it means exactly what it says. What we're telling you right now is exactly what we mean. Don't assume it applies to anything else. Don't read anything into it. You'll have to wait to see the actual cards to know what's ahead. No cheating and peeking ahead of time. You got to go in order. But we'll have more cool spoilers every week. So.
Oh yeah, I think we're going to do another champion next week, Jason. I haven't told you that yet, but we'll be doing another champion next week. Yep.
Nice.
I'd like to try and get a champion a week until we get through all of them, and I won't say how many there are. So people just have to keep tuning in every week to see how many champions there are from Metamorphosis.
Very cool.
If you don't mind, I want to read the names that I've got thus far. That way, if anyone hasn't commented yet and they want to, they can get added to the Magic Wheel.
Absolutely.
We've got Damien C. We've got Ebby. We've got David C. Duelist JD. Shockwave, Marcus P, and Jeremy H.
Yeah, that looks like everybody.
7 people. Yeah.
Yep. That's good.
Sounds about right. Couple usuals aren't here today. No cardboard cohorts, things like that.
Yeah.
But
no
that's to be
Imperial Pulse
expected.
people. Haven't seen them.
Imperial Pulse people. Yeah. I
that
heard they
just
had
means
some.
They're going to miss out.
Yeah. All right.
They're just going to miss out on the free packs this week. David's like, sorry, my phone glitches. Oh, okay. What did I not do, David? I need to know. You got me wondering, what did I not do? That starts with the letter S.
Yeah, that sounded like a trail off of a bad word. That's why I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring it up. Oh, sent the message by accident. Oh, I see, Jason. He was complaining about you to someone else.
Right.
And his Siri or whatever picked it up. His voice
smack about me behind my back. That's what it is. I get it. Okay.
He was trying to say Jason doesn't know blank. Yeah. And it picked it up and sent it by mistake. We'll go with that, David. So why not? I mean, the smirk is no. Sent the message by accident. That's all I got there.
Yeah, that's all I got too. Yeah. Oh, Jeff, you're so smooth. All right, for those of you watching who are wondering what the joke is.
Sorry, I couldn't keep it going any longer. We're pushing up towards the end of the show anyway, so I think you can bring it up now.
For those of you who don't get what the joke is, last night I tuned in to Imperial Polls over on YouTube as well. They air every Sunday night. And there was a few of us in the chat, and we were trying to be really lively and have some fun and engage with them. And I asked a question, and then it didn't get answered in the chat. And then I said a few more things, and they didn't get answered. And then I started making jokes like, God, Brian and Joe are going to be so embarrassed when they look down at the chat and realize we've been talking to them for so long, and they've ignored all of us. And then I went on and said a whole bunch of other things, and other people joined in the fun. And we're all making fun of Joe from Flooded Studios and Brian Pitts of Imperial Pools, because it was probably the most lively chat they've had in weeks, where just pages of chat going on. And at one point, Brian says to Joe, in all seriousness, sad voice, is like, "Oh, the chat's really dead tonight." and I nearly had a stroke. I saw red. I was confused. I felt like I was being disowned. I thought I was being gaslit. I didn't understand what was going on, but I knew something was wrong. So what I did, and this is funny, is I called Joe on the phone while he's live with Brian beside him doing the live stream. What I didn't know, and this is a funny prank that you can do yourself, I'll give you the number later to do it. If you call Joe while Imperial Pulse is live, you will screw up their live stream because Joe uses his phone to be the primary phone for the card reveals while they have a camera looking at them. So then their camera went blank and they're like, oh God, no, the camera screwed up. And I'm like, that's right, the camera screwed up because you're not paying attention to the chat. Answer the phone. So then Joe, he looks at it, goes off camera while the stream's still going, and about a minute later, probably because it takes time for him to spell my name, I don't know. But Joe goes and texts me, and he's like, "Hey, we're right in the middle of a live stream. What's buddy?" And I'm like, read the bloody chat! Because it's been 20 minutes and we've been talking. And like, there's a billion messages. And in fact, I highly recommend when this live stream's over, go back to Imperial Polls, pull up yesterday's thing, because you'll be able to watch it all in time and see the chat. And it's going to be hilarious to rewatch. So I'm like, read the bloody chat. Well, of all things, Joe, who had his live stream interrupted by somebody calling that he knew was in the chat, because I had already commented in the chat earlier and they had seen it, he chose not to read the text back. He asked me, what's up? Knowing I'm watching the stream, puts the phone back, doesn't bother reading the text. So then now I'm losing my mind because after all that had happened, the camera screwed up. I tried to call him because we're all chatting with him and they're not answering anybody. Then Brian, that was when, that was the moment. That was the beautiful moment when Brian's like, geez, the chat's really dead tonight. And I'm like, I'm going to kill somebody. I kind of snapped. I felt a twitch in my neck. And so what I did is then I was like, I know, I'll call Brian because I have Brian's number too. So I called Brian during the live stream. They've already had Joe's phone ring. Now that they have Brian's phone ringing, it's me calling both times. And Brian's like, oh, this is weird. I'm getting a call from Jason. And Joe's like, yeah, that's who called me. That's who screwed up the phone. And then I didn't read the text. So then Brian answers live on camera during the stream. We're about a half hour into the stream at this point. There is a novella, at least, if not a full novel of chat going on where we've asked all these questions, made all these jokes, and we're just begging him, please, 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 get the chat. So Brian answers the phone. He's like, hey, you're live on the air. What's going on? And I'm like, look at the chat. And Brian's like, I am looking at the chat. There's nothing there. I'm like, refresh the chat. And Brian's like, oh, I'll refresh. Oh, my goodness. And he's like, do you want to talk on speaker? I'm like, no, my voice is going hoarse because I've been yelling for 20 minutes. Look at the chat. Just read the chat back. So then finally, Brian's like, okay, Joe, you keep doing the stream. You keep opening up cards because they were opening up some MetaZoo cards and pouring one out for the Fallen game. And then Brian starts reading it, and then they all had a good laugh, and they read all the silly stuff we had wrote. So in that chat, Madtown Hobby had been there last night, and he said in the chat at one point, I don't know, 15 minutes into the thing where we were still being ignored, 15 minutes into it, Madtown Hobby goes, you guys are totally going to ignore Joe and Brian tomorrow during the live stream. And I said, yes, we are. I said it right in the chat. I was like, yes, we are. So then I roped my good partner Jeffrey into this. I was like, no matter what, we don't read anything that Imperial Pulls or Flooded Studios types. We don't answer them. We pretend like they're not in the chat. I don't care who else comments and says they're right here. Don't acknowledge it. So that was the joke. And we were going to do it just for most of the stream. And we did that. But if you want an entertaining view, definitely go back and load up Imperial Poll's view from yesterday and just watch and read the chat and get the tone of voice of all of us in the chat being like, hey, look over here. But as it turns out, it wasn't really their fault. But well, it was sort of, but not really their fault because Brian didn't know his phone had frozen and he just didn't bother refreshing it. So, but I know now that they're both going to be watching their phones and updating their chat all the time. And I know they're definitely going to do it this coming Sunday night because I'm going to be their special guest on Imperial Polls this coming Sunday night. As Joe found a box of hidden treasures from when he was a kid with all sorts of magic cards. And since I'm a former magic judge and I have a lot of experience with that game, they asked me to come in and give some insight and funny stories and whatnot to some of the cool cards that he got as a kid. So I will be over on that channel looking at the chat all night long for them to help them make sure that the viewers get answers to their questions. So definitely head over to Imperial Polls, hit that subscribe button, give them a follow and a like and a subscription. Watch last night's video, read the chat because it's hilarious, and then tune in next Sunday night where I'll be there as well, telling them all night long, look at the chat. So
100%, Joe. If Jason and Brian, if Jason tells you, oh, that card's worthless, don't worry about it, I'll take it off your hands, just give it to him. He's being 100% honest with you. So if you have an old magic card that he says, don't worry about it, I'll dispose of it for you, give it to him. Trust me.
Yeah,
He's a very honest individual.
No,
He would
no
never
way
lie
that
to
would
you
go
and take
wrong.
advantage of you.
Then Joe in the chat tonight, because I am looking at the chat, Flooded Studios here says, I even messaged Brian and told him we were getting ignored at the start of the stream. Well, that's funny, though, because at the start of the stream, before Brian's phone froze, Badtown Hobby made a comment and I made a comment. So I knew you guys knew I was watching because you replied to my first comment before the phone
Oh, he means at
froze.
the beginning of our stream tonight. He realized he was being ignored right from the get-go.
Oh, tonight. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, because we made sure not to mention him when we said hi to Damien, right?
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Joe, you're
So
too
that's the
smart.
joke. Yeah, he figured it out.
I'm going to read through the names again properly now,
Sure.
which will include Flooded Studios.
Okay.
I have Damien C., Flooded Studios, Ebby, David C., Duelist JD, Shockwave, Marcus P., and Jeremy H. So as we're pushing close to 8 o'clock, if you haven't spoken in the chat and you want to get on this wheel, your odds are very good. There's 8 people on the wheel, 12 people in the stream watching. So
That's right.
get a comment or two in, and we'll add you to the list.
And if you wind up winning tonight and you get a booster pack, like don't worry about shipping or anything. If you're not local, we'll mail it to you. It costs you nothing to win, and it costs you nothing to get your prize. So you have nothing to lose. Obviously, if you win, we'll just get you to send us an email to our email address, which is going to pop up on the screen conveniently right about now. And you just send us an email with your actual name and your mailing address, and we'll mail it to you free of charge. So no reason not to enter and win some free stuff.
That's really the only additional work they have to do, short of going to pick it up at their mailbox if they happen to have community mail service.
And of course, if you're local to myself and my store, you can also pick it up here in Midland area. Or if you're close to whatever, where do all the rich people like you live, Jeff? I forget what town it is. It's like somewhere fancy. If you're wherever Jeff lives, he'll just drop it off in his luxury automobile.
In my minivan, yeah.
Yeah, you probably have to be really rich to live where Jeff lives. So I was there one time. And you know what I love about Jeff's house? When you walk in, you go to hang up your coat. There's Robin Leach just standing in the front hall closet. He just takes it, hangs it up for you, and then he gives you the tour. And now on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous,
the decrepit corpse of Robin. Wait, is he dead? I don't even know if Robin Leach is dead. I think he is. I shouldn't say the decrepit corpse of him. He may not be dead.
Yeah, I'm not sure either way. And that's a dated reference from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Oh
but
my God! Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure you could add up the ages of half the people in our chat and wouldn't get that old, Jason. We've really dated ourselves now.
Yeah.
Joe, that's a worthless card. Oh, right, because he has a black lettuce card. Yep.
Yeah, black lettuce. That's good. Might want to clean out your refrigerator if that's where you're keeping all your magic cards.
Yeah, you got some stuff for green bin there, or whatever they call it. Every area calls it something different. I think we call it green bin down here.
Well, it's been a fun live stream tonight, Jeff. We had a little bit of fun, teased a few people, revealed a very cool spoiler. And again, I love the art. Super excited. Shared a whole bunch of good news about how fast the game's growing and how it's the states are stocking up on product. Germany and the European Union have access to product. Still product available in Canada for local game stores all across Canada to order it as well. Like, we're just in a really good spot right now. Things are going really well.
So new stores that are picking up on the anywhere in the U.S., but specifically the West Coast, because that's where we're sending a bulk of it to. New stores picking it up in Germany and the rest of the European Union and beyond. Do get your emails into hello@edgeofexile.com so we can add you to that list, because we do have people in these areas that want stuff. If your actual local game store is one of the ones that ordered and you know that, next time you're there, which usually people go once or twice a week, tell them to send an email in. You give them hello@edgeofexile.com. Not hard to remember. That's why we picked it. Get them to send an email over. They'll get added to the finder, and then anyone in that area can find them and go pick up product and start playing games.
And not only will they get added to the finder, but we'll also send that store, again, free of charge, some promotional packs so that they can give packs away to players every week, and some free paper playmats so people don't have to buy a new playmat. Although people can buy new playmats because they're now available in distribution in all of North America and over in Europe. So
I'm going to turn the camera towards the wheel here, I think, Jason, because I think
sounds
it's that
great.
time.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Stop touching my face. Your hand smells funny. What's going on? Why am I moving?
It's going to take me a minute to see if anything's on screen. I don't know.
Yeah, you're on the left side of the wheel. You want to move it a bit to be on the right side if you can. Oh, that's enough that we can make it out. We can't see the whole thing, but we can definitely make out who's winning. There you go. Better? You're dead on. That's perfect.
Perfect. All right, let's hit the shuffle now. We're going to shuffle it up.
Yep. Shuffle,
Okay,
shuffle, shuffle.
and we got no new names, right? Everyone's there.
Nope.
The
Yeah,
Shame
you're good.
Flooded Studios couldn't join us, eh?
Yeah, it's a
We
real
wait to add
shame.
his name to
I
it,
like
but
that guy. I always tune into his stream every week. Weird.
I hear he kind of ignores the fans a little bit once in a
A
while.
little
He's a
bit.
little
Well,
bit,
they're kind of getting famous now, right? So now that
yeah,
they got a lot
yeah.
of people tuning in every week, they don't need to answer the chat. Oh, here we go. Who's
Here
going
we
to
go. We're
win?
spinning. We're
Who's
spinning.
going to win? Who's going to win? Who's
Oh,
going to
who's
Oh,
almost
flooded?
flooded? Is it?
Duelist?
I
Duelist?
think it's Duelist.
I think it's Duelist.
It's Duelist.
Congratulations, Duelist. You are the winner.
Congratulations. And I think your name's shorter than it usually is. I believe you have more to your name usually, so this was a lot easier to write down. Thank you for that. Did I recenter myself properly? I don't even know.
Yeah, he made a comment when he first joined that his account was switched. So it's a shorter name than it used to be.
That's good.
That's
It's
cool.
easier to type that way. I like it
Yeah.
either way, honestly, but it's easier to type.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. If anyone has any last minute questions, get them in now. You got like
Why don't
few
we watch
seconds
that video
before-
again? It was really short. It was
Yeah,
like
let's do
less
that.
than 2 minutes. We'll take
Put the
another
video
look.
on it.
And then just like always, that'll give people a chance. If they have any last minute questions about logistics, shipping, cards, whatever, they can get them in the chat and then we can tie it up after. So here we go. I just got to find the right scene. Here it is. We'll be back in about 2 minutes after we take another cool look at a brand new champion coming out to play in Metamorphosis. The world is in metamorphosis. And there are some people that you really just don't want to make mad. Because there are some people who have never learned how to forgive or forget. Do not anger the hunter. And we're back. Just as good the second time, Jeff?
Oh yeah. It's just like I've mine's just fading off from the final screen there of Sung was with like pulling that. I don't know, just so much action going on in that shot. So much going on in that shot. It's I just love it. Mario outdid himself yet again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he watches these streams. I hope he does. Mario, phenomenal. And I can't wait to see the rest of the work you're putting together. Just incredible. Really happy with the entire art team and their dedication and the way they're working. It's just wonderful. Really
I'm
good.
so impressed. I really, truly am impressed by the great quality work the artists are putting out for Genesis, because art is an important part of the game for sure. You can have a game and have it be somewhat successful just by being super fun to play, but like you need that professional, really impressive art that makes you want to keep the cards after you're done playing because they just like they're beautiful and collectible. And I'm super excited that we're at that point where these artists are putting out pieces that I want to keep. You know, I want to print some of them out on giant pieces and like mount them on the wall as just artwork. They're phenomenal. So
Yeah, no, some are.
I might need a new blanket soon, Jeff.
Well, I was going to say Mario also did Lord of the Hunt, your favorite card from Invasion. So he's one of the artists that I know you've fallen in love with. So that's great.
I absolutely love his art, and this new Sung artwork is just phenomenal as well. So he's knocking it out of the park every time, as far as I'm concerned. Great times.
Yeah.
So
very good, very good. Timmy T just joined us in the chat, and Timmy, you just missed the draw for the
booster pack.
For the pack of cards. Sorry about that. Like literally, you just missed it. We just finished spinning the wheel. But I think you've won once in the past, so you got that at least, I guess. But we'll try and drag it on a little more for next week to get as many people in as we can. But that was awesome.
Yeah, it's been a good live stream too. So Timmy T, if you get a chance after, definitely go back and watch the
Oh yeah,
beginning. We've shared lots and lots of great news tonight. Everything's going really great. Like
yeah,
as
it's
far
really,
as
really
being
good.
an independent collectible card game, I am very, very, very pleased and proud of how Genesis Battle Champions is doing.
Yeah,
It's an exciting time, and we have a lot to be thankful for. Mainly, the most that I'm thankful for is the great community of people who come in every week, tune into the live streams, and are passionate about the game and tell their friends about it.
yeah,
No card game or really any company could be successful without a passionate consumer base, and we're doing really good. So, thank
yep,
you, each one of you out there watching.
sure.
You're a key part of our success, and we appreciate each and every one of you.
Yep, yep, that's true. That's 100% true. I don't see more questions coming in, Jason. We are pushing up to 8 o'clock, so I think
Yeah,
it's perfect timing to let everyone get back to their families and get calls into their LGSs to make sure that there's some of the people that have pre-ordered, so they can get
yeah,
their pre-orders of Metamorphosis or their reorders of Invasion through. So it's a good
yeah.
time to let them get back to it, I guess.
Oh, I will.
Oh,
You just reminded me about Metamorphosis pre-orders. I might as well say it on the chat just so that
oh
the
yeah, yeah,
player base knows. Is we've decided to extend the amount of time that stores will have available to them to
yeah,
pre-order Metamorphosis. Mainly because I think it was Jeff who had this idea, and it's a really smart idea. In March, we're all going to be going down to Gamma in Kentucky and demoing Genesis to in an event. Gamma is an event that only local game stores and people involved in the industry can go to. But it's a really especially exciting event because there's so many game stores there, and we're going to get a chance to demo Genesis and let game store owners from all across the United States play the game. So we're going to push back the pre-order lock-in date for game stores to it's probably going to work out to be 2 or 3 days after Gamma ends. That way, all the stores that we're going to meet and do demos for are going to get a chance to try the game, see how amazing it is for themselves, and then they'll still have a window of a couple of days to get locked in for Metamorphosis right before it releases. So I'm
yeah.
excited about that. It was a great idea. And I know it wasn't Jeff. Why am I trying to prop up Jeff? It was clearly Janice who had that really smart idea. I'm sorry, honey. I tried to make Jeff feel good, but you're right. I see you
All
in the
right.
chat correcting me, and you're absolutely right. Janice
Mm,
has had a lot of really smart ideas lately. Her brain is working overtime, and I'm really proud of her.
mhm.
But yeah, so it might for stores that see it right now, it says that the pre-orders close in a few weeks, but it's not. It's going to be after Gamma's done in March. So lots of time for stores to get their pre-orders in, and I'm really excited to see what the spread is going to be like for Metamorphosis with new stores because we had a really great time when we went to a similar industry only event in Montreal. Some of the viewers will remember that Jeff and Janice and I did that last, I want to say October. I think it was about a month before
Yeah,
a month and a half before Invasion released, and it was a huge success for us. So many game store owners had a great time sitting down playing the game. It's one thing to explain this wonderful game that we have over social media. It's another thing to get to sit down at a table with the cards physically in your hand, and it really is a game that does a great job of just selling itself. Teach people how to
yep,
play it, and they're
true.
going to love it. So,
It's true. Once you
so we're
play it,
really
you love
excited to see how it goes over at Gamma. It's going to be a great time. We can't wait.
it. Yep. Excellent.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all I had that I
Good.
wanted to
Yeah.
cover this week. I think, Jeff, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you wanted to make sure you let all the viewers at home know?
Just want to remind people that have channels that either used to cover Genesis or are starting to cover it or want to cover it, get in touch with us at hello@edgeofexile.com for a chance to join into the spoiler season. We're going to start putting together that list over the next couple weeks, probably 2 weeks or so. So make sure you get in there so you get a chance to spoil something.
And I do have one last very important community announcement. I'm going to do a little bit of goodwill for the world today. And this is your friendly reminder to all the Genesis players out there watching, whether you be male, female, adult, kids, whatever. Don't go to the game stores this Wednesday night because it's Valentine's Day. And your significant other, if they're not a Genesis fan, make sure that you take them somewhere nice. And if they are a Genesis fan, go to your local game store, play some games, then take them somewhere nice. But don't forget all the ones that you love that are amazing to you. This Wednesday night's
Sure.
Valentine's Day. And if I knew all of your wedding anniversaries, I'd rhyme them all off right now to remind you all those as well. But definitely don't forget to go out and take the ones you love out for some
Yeah.
special fun on Valentine's this Wednesday.
Spend some time with them for sure.
Absolutely. All right,
Excellent.
Jeff. I guess that's it, man. It was a
Yeah.
real pleasure. And once again, I love hanging out with you doing this. Thank you to everybody in the crowd for tuning in tonight. It was great seeing another lively chat. I hope
Yep.
everybody enjoyed the reveal of Soong, the Hunter of the Forest. I'd love to see some chatter on the comments later on of what people think about it, what kind of cards they'd like to put in with it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get people putting together some kind of brew ideas, and we'll see ahead of
Mhm.
time what the new meta might be. Start theorizing
Yeah.
what you can do with it. I think this
It'll
one in
very
particular
fast.
is going to be a powerful champion.
Yeah.
Uh, Tribal
So.
decks are always a great thing in all collectible card games, and this champion is a very, very
Mhm.
great one that can lead into tribal decks. So it's going to be fun. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes one of my favorites, especially being a phase champion.
Yep.
So yeah, let us
For
know in the
sure.
chat, in the comments. Let us know online. Tweet at us. Talk to us on TikTok. Comment on our posts on Instagram. Join in the Facebook discussion group. Wherever you want to be, we are there. Talk to us and let us know what you think of the new spoilers and which cards you're most excited to play when Metamorphosis releases worldwide this summer in game stores everywhere. For now, on behalf of my good friend Jeffrey Pacito and Janice, who is really cute and off somewhere off camera right now, my name's Jason. It's been a real blast, and we'll see you here next week when we once again go way beyond the edge of exile. Bye, everyone.
Bye.